The thing that happens for me that can be challenging is, and it's not unusual, unfortunately, is that I'll get an email or a phone call from somebody saying, "Hey, can you help me, go through this contract and help me know if it's a good contract or not?" And my first question is always, "Well, how soon do you need that?" Tuesday. And as a lawyer, it's kind of laughable. It's sort of like the guy in the intensive care unit with his heart attack who says, "Doc, I know I've been smoking for the last 50 years and, don't exercise enough and my blood pressure is out of control. But what can we do to prevent my heart attack?" Well, hey, you're in the ICU with your heart attack. It's a little too late now. And from a lawyer standpoint, that's kind of the contract signing is the anticlimax. It's all the things that lead up to what gets memorialized in writing. That's the important stuff. And the contract should merely reflect that. And the one way to think about this is nobody ever looks at a contract if everything's going great. Once it's signed and you start working, if you're having a great time and the organization loves you, neither party's going to look at the contract again. It'll collect dust in a file cabinet. When it gets pulled out of the filing cabinet, it's usually when things are not going so good. And you've got to make either mid-course corrections or decide to leave altogether. And so you want the contract to protect your rights as best you can as you first enter the organization, because it's much harder to make these changes once you're in than to start them afresh. I mean, you look at professional athletes, it's always that initial contract that's the most important one for most of them. And there are a few unusual exceptions that really show incredible performance and get big salary hikes, but a lot of them get huge signing bonuses and long-term compensation packages right from the get-go because they know that's as good as it's going to get. And so it's kind of the same thing for any worker, including physicians.